This little side table was made with 2 planters and a slate serving tray, all from the dollar store. I'm Anna, let me show you how we did it. This project started with a trip to Dollarama where I found these geometric planters. They come in 2 sizes, 2 colors, white and tan, and are made of a strong hard plastic. I also picked up a slate serving tray at Dollarama. This is really slate and only for $4.50. I had this dowel in my stash, but Dollarama sells wooden broomsticks that you can cut to size. A little foreshadowing, but I totally recommend doing that, and I should have done the same. The planters are sturdy and strong, but I was most drawn to the interesting modern shape. For the project, you'll also need a few small pieces of wood glue, glue like no more nails, a couple of screws, and spray paint. Let's get started. I first lightly sanded the dowel because it did have a shiny top coat that needed to be scuffed before painting. I also smoothed out the edges of the planters. I decided to spray a base coat on all my components before starting to assemble them. This should make it easier when it comes time for the final coats. The planters look good in black. Now that I have a base coat of black over everything, let me show you my idea. The biggest planter is going to be on the bottom, and then there's going to be a piece of wood to kind of hide this. It says like made in China, contains recycled material, patent pending. That part is going to be hid by a piece of wood. Then my dowel. On top of the dowel, the small planter will go on the correct way a planter goes. And then on top of all that, my piece of slate. Cool, eh? But this slate piece is pretty heavy. It is 11.8 inches according to the box, and it does have it's slate, so it has good weight. If it makes this table a little too precarious, like it's too top heavy, I know that they sell smaller ones at the dollar store, so I will go buy a smaller one. But I'm hoping to be able to use this one. One of the things I want to do is add like a nice chunky block of wood in the base of the table, and hopefully that kind of helps. If not, I will buy a smaller piece and then use this one for another table. Yeah, but cute, hey? Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Ralph cut these 2 pieces of scrap lumber for the weights inside the base of the table. He pre-drilled holes in the middle of each piece. And a larger hole was drilled to help countersink the screw. The dowel was also pre-drilled on both ends. We don't want any wood to split. Using nicer oak wood, Ralph marked and pre-drilled another center hole. This piece will be visible, and that's why we went with a nicer wood over lumber. Here's the design so far. Starting with the largest pre-drilled lumber square, stack on the smaller pre-drilled 2x4. Cover that up with the larger planter. The nice oak on top of that. Then the dowel. Ralph partially drilled a long screw through the smaller piece of lumber and then applied no more nails before sticking this to the inside of the planter. Once together, the piece of oak was added by lining up that point of the screw into the pre-drilled hole. This was left for about 20 minutes to set. Then the screw was drilled down a bit further until it peeked out through the yoke. A dab of wood glue to help secure the dowel, and the dowel was attached to that end point of the screw. This really helps line pieces up. Very carefully, Ralph attached the dowel by drilling the screw all the way down. A little hand tightening and the excess glue was wiped away. Now for the top. This starts with a planter on the dowel and another pre-drilled piece of lumber on the inside. The lumber was given a dash of no more nails for extra adhesion and security. And another dash of no more nails to the dowel. We used wood glue only when gluing wood to wood, and no more nails for gluing wood to plastic. The screw was drilled into the pre-drilled hole, and this was oddly really tough to drill. Another 20-minute cure time, and Ralph was back in his Olympic hoodie, pre-drilling more screws. This piece of wood is for inside the bottom of the base of the planter and will help with that stability and weight issue. Yes, he was working on the top and went back to add this piece of lumber to the base because the table now can be flipped over, making it easier to attach this lumber. Bottom done. But this is when we discovered a flaw in our design. The top piece is so wobbly. Time to take it apart and rethink our plan. While taking things apart, Ralph realized that somehow the head of the screw had broken off. Oops! First, we have to remove the screw that lost its head. And this was pretty much impossible, well, at least with the tools we happen to have. Thankfully, Ralph had a plan. He cut another square of nicer wood, clear pine this time I think, that's what I'm calling it, pine, and drilled a hole just a smidge smaller than the headless screw. Then screwed the pine piece on, smart! This will be a support platform for the plastic planter. The planter will be sandwiched between the pine and another square of lumber. This is a much more stable design. No more nails between the pine and plastic. Followed by 4 pilot holes and then 4 screws. Even though they were pre-drilled, the wood still split, which left the screws sitting high. Ralph was on a roll with great ideas, thankfully. He colored the screws with a Sharpie. This transferred the high spots, which marked off the exact spots where he needed to drill out. Now that second piece of lumber sits flush. Wood glue that all together, and the build part of the base is finally done. So we're using the drill as a weight to weigh down our pieces of wood while they set. And also, while that's setting, I'm going to get this ready to be painted. We're not putting the top on until everything is painted and ready to go. But there are some gaps between the wood and the planters, so I want to add some black caulking there. And before I do that, I'm gonna tape it all up. Yeah, so I have like nice smooth lines. Yeah. This has been kind of fun. It's just been a fun project for me and Ralph to do together. I'm just gonna jump in and say this is the worst caulking job in the world. I love the cordless Ryobi gun, but this is speed 1 and the caulking was gushing out. I used way too much, so much excess. Honestly, I'm not usually this much of a disaster. I was getting a little terrified at this point. But lots and lots of wiping later, it turned out all right. Back to the spray tent for the final spray of Rust-Oleum's Canyon Black in a satin finish. I have to admit, I really like the look of the natural wood contrasting with the black, but unfortunately that doesn't match my decor, so I'm painting it all black. Which did you prefer? Now, we used oak on this part of the wood and it's very grainy, so you can see that if you don't like that, I would recommend using like a pine, like this one is more of a pine and you just get some little bit of graining, but I still think it looks kind of fun. I don't mind the graining, Ralph's a little on it, but I think I'm cool with the graining. The table that this is going to be in the same room, that also has, like you can see some wood grain, so I think it's good. And now we just have to put the top on. My slate. It's definitely stable enough now, like this is nice and sturdy, so I can keep my almost 12-inch piece, and we're just gonna glue it on with no more nails. I removed the rubber spacers with pliers and used some Glue Gun and a spatula to get rid of the glue. Really easy. It was my idea to use tape to mark off where the base attaches to the slate. Proud moment, but I didn't trust myself enough to measure it out accurately. The slate was attached with no more nails. And I did feel better when Ralph had a gooey mess issue with the gun as well. But it cleaned up with water and shop towels. Once the slate was set, I had one last job. The slate is a serving tray with a hole in the middle. I taped around the hole and filled it with black caulking. This time I purposely overdid it. I wanted to leave a mound because I knew it'll shrink a little as it dries. While it was wet, the caulking looks a different color, but when it dried, I was really happy with the color match. And that's how you make a table using dollar store planters and a serving tray. Now, if I was going to do it all over again, I would get a longer dowel. This one is only 10.5 inches. I would go 13 to 14 inches just to give it a little more height. This chair is low, so it works great for this chair, but any chairs that are a little bit taller, you might want like a taller one. So I would recommend that. Other than that, I love everything about it. And I love that you watched all the way to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. It really helps out with the algorithm. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see you soon with another project. Bye. Let's do that once more just for fun. There's a sesame seed in here. How? I haven't even had sesame seeds. Who knows? Okay. Now that I have a base, do I have volume? Okay, good. Oh, my box fell. Ugh. Trying to rest it on my leg. Okay, now I'm gonna do that B-roll for where I made a boo-boo in my talkie talk. So yeah.